of the day, questions asked by my high school students. Now, you might have gotten the objection that the Old Testament approves of all these behaviors like polygamy. And how do you respond to that? Does the Bible really approve of polygamy? Well, that's what one of my students recently asked me. Does the Bible, or is polygamy right or wrong according to the Bible? To answer this objection, we have to understand a big important concept, and that's that not everything in the Bible is prescriptive. Some of the things are descriptive. That means that sometimes it simply is describing what certain people did, and it's not saying that you should also go and do likewise. So what does the Bible say about marriage and polygamy, this idea of a man having more than one wife? Well, Genesis chapter 2, in the beginning, God says he created man and woman and put them together, and the two become one flesh. Jesus repeats this idea in Matthew chapter 19 when asked about divorce, where he says, since the very beginning, God created them male and female, and were to become one, let no man separate. And so we get this idea of God's design for marriage as a man and a woman becoming one. We also see commands against polygamy. For example, in Deuteronomy 17:17, a command to the Israelite kings to not take many wives. Now, many of them didn't follow this, but still, God is commanding, don't take many wives. This command is also given in the New Testament in 1 Timothy chapter 3, where it talks about leaders and pastors being a husband of only one wife. And so that's the prescriptive part. We see commands against polygamy, and we see God's design for marriage being one man and one woman. So what do we do with all these passages describing polygamous relationships throughout the Bible? Well, simple. We understand these people were going against God's design for marriage. And nowhere in Scripture does it say that polygamous relationships are good or even that we should go and do them. Now, this is unlike some Mormon missionaries told me once when they were trying to justify the polygamy in the early Mormon church with people like Joseph Smith and Brigham Young. And they said, well, the Bible approves of it. I said, well, where? And they said, well, just somewhere in the Old Testament. The answer is no, it's nowhere in the Old Testament. It's not approved of, it's simply described. The second thing is this, is that no polygamous relationship in the Bible turned out well. It always had negative consequences. And I think this simple idea helps us understand why. If you get an iPhone, Apple has designed the iPhone in order to function in a certain way. And when you use it according to the functions it was designed to do, it will last longer and it will be better. If you use your iPhone for things it was not supposed to be used for, like a hammer, you will destroy it. Marriage is the same way. God has designed the institution of marriage to be used and treated in a certain way. And when we do it the way it was supposed to be done, it will be better and last longer. When we go against the designed order of marriage and introduce things like polygamy, it will have negative consequences. So does the Bible support polygamy? No, by no means does it support it. It gives God's design for marriage being one man and one woman and condemns it both in Deuteronomy 17 and in 1 Timothy chapter 3.